Hi, my name is Piper, and today we're going to be talking about things that we as cosplayers are so tired of hearing, and that should be left in 2020. But first, a shameless self-promotion. But if you want to skip, you can. I hope that you don't, so that you can watch the whole video, but support me and watch this part, okay? Promotion time. We're gonna go. Come on. Come on. Come. So if you follow me on social media, you already know that I have an Etsy shop. I sell dice bags, metaphysical items, and I sell variants of both of those things. But now, since I asked people on Twitter if they wanted them, I sell prints. Woo! Prints of my cosplays. So that's exciting. So my shop is etsy.com/shop/Winter's Eclipse shop. This is my shameless promotion. So yes, I still will be selling dice bags and my metaphysical items until they're all sold out. But yes, we're going to transition over into prints. So I have my UA here. I have some Jester. I have my Rose Quartz. Some more Jester. And so there's someone else back here. Oh, and Starfire, right? But these are... But these are my 8x10s. You can see that they're slightly bigger than my head. These are my Jester. But yes, I do and will have other prints. These are just examples of the ones that I have printed out to show you. And with these prints, give me a second here. You'll also receive UhOhBurns stickers. Woo! So these stickers are hand drawn by me. This is my art. This is my username on all social media. And that's my face in my purple wig that I always wear. It's me, Piper. So yes, you can get a 4x6 print. You can get a 8x10 print. And I might offer print sizes in between that. But yes, you will also receive a sticker from me. But also, if you're like, ooh, you mentioned dice bags. Again, you can go over to my shop. It is etsy.com/shop/Winter's Eclipse shop. And you can also buy my dice bags. I have flat dice bags, and I have dice bags that turn into trays that have multiple pockets. And I have metaphysical items such as like stones and tarot lessons and things like that. You can also look for. But oh, one more thing. I actually almost forgot. So I also have a Patreon and a Ko-fi. If you would like to support me, go over to Patreon. The prints, the larger prints, are actually going to be on a new tier on Patreon, and you will get one every single month for this newest tier over on my Patreon. It's the same username as everywhere else. But links, of course, will be in the description below. And new patrons always get a print or the collection of prints for that month. Okay, now we'll get into the video. Thank you. There are plenty of things that cosplayers are tired of doing, saying, and hearing. And that is something that we're going to share today, because a lot of the things we hear should be left in 2020 and the past. And so I'm going to bring to light 10 that you all have shared with me. What happened is I went onto Twitter and I was like, hey, cosplayers, tell me things that you too are tired of hearing. And I had over, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, over 400 quote tweets, just quote tweets, and couple hundred, maybe 300, I don't know, I can't remember, comments. So, so I had a lot of people's comments to read. So again, I just picked out the 10 ones that were repeated the most. So if you don't agree with this, what other people have said, that's fine. So these are the 10 things cosplayers are tired of hearing. Let's get into it. You don't look like or have XYZ character trait of this character, whether it's physical or mental. Now this one's messed up for a number of reasons, because a lot of people will say, oh, I think you're a little too chubby to play this character. I think you are too dark to play this character. I think you are too tall to play this character. Your eye color isn't correct. You should have bought contact lenses. These things are incredibly unnecessary, because for most cosplayers, this is a hobby. This is for fun. This is something to relieve stress, to build a community. And you're over here nitpicking about the fact that we don't match color or we're not the same size. Newsflash, you don't have to be the same size as the character in order to what? Be the character. Huh. But your physical characteristic that you cannot change doesn't fit the character, so therefore you're not the character. We can't keep doing that, and we shouldn't, because it's trash. Do you get how that's? Number 2, inappropriate comments. It is very unfortunate that a lot of the inappropriate comments that I had seen were comments of, well, I'm gonna put a warning right here, a trigger warning for people. A lot of the inappropriate comments that I had seen, people would say that others said to them, were of sexual nature, sexual harassment. And I too have fallen into that. There was a certain convention where that happened to me, and it really ruined a lot of things. It's not okay. It's not funny. You're not interesting. You know, you doing that to cosplayers or saying that to cosplayers will never be okay. It will never be welcome unless they've consented to it. But if you just said it and they didn't already consent, then guess what? They didn't consent. Stop. I don't know how many times people have to say, don't touch me at cons. You don't know me. Don't touch me. Don't touch my costume. Don't say inappropriate things to me. Or don't sexualize the character that I am currently dressed as in front of me, as if I am not dressed up as this person. It far crosses a boundary, and that needs to stop. So I feel like this one comes a lot with people who purchase their costumes, which I don't see anything wrong with purchasing your costume. There are plenty of costumes that I wish I could have purchased, but you know, I'm a hefty lady, so there's nothing wrong with doing that. Unwanted advice. Yes, if I did not ask you for advice, do not give me advice. Do not go, and this has happened to me, under mine or anyone else's picture and comment, well, you know, if you did this thing, the costume would be perfect. Don't do that. And a lot of the flaws people will point out on someone else's costume, you think we didn't notice it before you did? Because we did. We know it's there. Stop it. Stop it. It's quite annoying, actually. Huh. It's very annoying. Don't give people unsolicited advice. And this goes for life in general. If I didn't ask you, then why are you talking? Like, why are you giving me advice when I did not ask you? You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, did you know that your eyelash is all the way up here? Yeah. You think they didn't realize their eyelash was up here? They did. They didn't care, or they liked it like that. And so, why are you commenting on it? 5, comparing us to each other. Just don't do it. I promise you, commenting on someone else's pictures or their forum or their Patreon or wherever you may follow or see them, commenting and saying, oh, your costume looks way better than XYZ's, or you look way more like the character than X, Y, and Z, that's not a compliment to us. Telling me that I look better than someone else isn't a compliment, because there could be many factors into why you think that, and I bet you some of them are problematic. But even outside of that, why are you comparing us? Telling us we should be certain characters, or rather demanding it, while having the gall to not support us to be able to do that. Now, if you are my patron, if you donate to my Ko-fi and say, hey, I really want you to make this thing, here's like $100 for you to make it, or more, because costumes are expensive, I'd be like, you want to, I bet you're giving me money to make, okay. Let me get my sewing machine out. Like, you know what I mean? Or telling anyone, you should be this person, but not giving them the support to become that character. Doesn't work like that, because you're demanding entertainment. Only the people who are really demanding it. Like, if you say, hey, you'd be a beautiful this, if you know, that's a little different. But if you're like, you should be this character, are you gonna help me be that character? Because this costs a lot of money, and especially if you are a plus size cosplayer like myself, it costs a lot of money. Fabric is not cheap. I wish I could do this thing, but I'm just not talented. Also, a lot of the things that you're saying that you wish you could do have taken years. They've taken money, they've taken maybe classes, maybe paid for a whole education. I went to school for theater and worked in a costume shop. Maybe it took a lot of learning. Maybe it took 10 years, 15 years in order to be at the spot that they are at. So you can do it too. It might just take time, and you might have to tweak what is right for you. Based off of who you are, how you were made, and where you're going. But you can do it too. And the reason people want this left behind is because we want everyone to feel like they can do and be who they want. So, nitpicky people. I feel like I don't really have to explain this one, because nitpicky people can be a lot of the other things that we mentioned on the list. Hey, your skin's not right. Or hey, that emblem is not on the left side, it's on the right side. Or the blonde should be on the other side. Like, so nitpicky. Or your shade of purple for your eye contacts is the wrong shade of purple. It should be 2 degrees warmer, or something like that. And it's annoying. If you did not pay for what I have, if you did not make it, put your time, sweat, and actually blood, I've cut myself quite a bit making the things that I have made, why are you speaking? You know what I mean? You didn't make it, you didn't give me the money for it, okay? You didn't do these things. You did not put in the effort, time, money, resources, and education for this. So do not come at me sideways with being nitpicky. Or, oh yeah, I think that's really good. I think you did really good. Except, you know, your nail color's black and it's supposed to be a plum. Are you gonna buy me plum nail polish? No? That's what I thought. Being called Canon. This is problematic in many ways, because, again, a lot of it stems in problematic things. Transphobia, racism, colorism. Just, while we may try to look as much like the characters as possible, recreate their costumes and hair and the way they move and sway as much as we can, for those of us who care enough to do that, that doesn't make me Canon. Besides bringing people down, it's also strange, because a lot of people who say someone is Canon will also only expect that person to ever be that character. And that's not realistic, because we're cosplayers and we want to be many, many people. I don't know. I personally think that there are underlying things to saying someone is Canon. Number 10 is fat phobia, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, and just being an overall jerk and a bigot. I'm not going to explain why this is wrong, because there are many people like myself who constantly make videos, as I have, and have thousands of others, and posts, millions of others, about why these things are wrong, why participating in these things is wrong. We're not going to coddle you. We're not going to hold your hand anymore. You have the internet, I'm sure, if you're watching this, obviously, right? So that's a heavy one, but that's number 10. So those are some of the things that have stuck out over 2020, and honestly, way, way before that. In a lot of communities, not even just cosplay, LARP, TTRPGs, you know, podcasts, roleplay of any kind. There's so many problems that we need to face and people are tired of. And so that is just a few of them. But yes, that is all from me. Again, if you would like to subscribe, please do so. Like and comment as well. Tell me if you didn't see your thing that you might have commented, or maybe you didn't see the post and you want to share what, you know, you're tired of seeing or hearing in the cosplay community. Go ahead and comment that below. I kind of really want to see that. Don't forget, again, you can go over to my website, my shop, not my website, my shop, and purchase some prints, which all come with stickers again. You could become a Patreon member, be one of my patrons, and get my rewards. I do video tutorials. They get entire photo sets. They get prints sent out to them. They get to talk to me. We have a Discord. So lots of nice little things. And yes, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are a cosplayer and you have more things to add, again, I'm just saying, if you want to, feel free. And I will talk to you guys later. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Oxetine on yoga, cyclo, beds of cream, but I say